YouTube, welcome to my channel. My name's Graham Hafer. This is the first video I'm making, and it's going to be a chatty one, so you can feel free to put it on in the background, pick up your sketchbook, work on your painting, do whatever it is that you want to do, fold your laundry, or you can sit here and look at my face and we can have a little chat. For my first video, I wanted to talk about what I want this channel to be, and why I'm making it, and what I want to do with it, and a little getting to know me and who I am. I'm an artist. I live in Brooklyn. I wouldn't call myself a professional artist. I like to think of myself as a hobbyist. And that's kind of been an evolution for me. December 17th of last year, I decided that I was going to make an art every day. And it wasn't a 30-day challenge or a year-long thing. It was very open-ended. I took a great amount of pleasure from using art as a verb, which has come in handy. Some days it's 4 hours of painting, usually on the weekends. Some days it's 5 minutes of sketching in my sketchbook, usually on a train. But I decided I was going to do this, and I think I've missed 5 days in all of that time. Probably should have looked up how many days it's been since December 17th, but I didn't. Either way, I've stuck to it more or less, and I've learned a ton. YouTube has been a huge help in that. I have a number of creators that I absolutely adore and that I watch regularly, several that I support on Patreon. Probably throughout this channel I'm going to link to them a bunch, and hopefully you can learn from them just the way that I have. It was one of those creators that helped me kind of push me over the edge on creating this channel. I've been thinking about creating a YouTube channel for a while, mostly just because I want to talk about art. It seems like a really oversaturated platform sometimes. I have a little app on my phone called Rescue Time, and it tells me that last week alone I spent 12 hours watching YouTube videos, and it's all pretty much exclusively art. So there are at least 12 hours a week of art content on YouTube for people to be watching, so why would they want to watch me? It was a Q&A video that kind of kicked me over the edge. She said, if you have something that you want to say, then make a channel. Just do it. So I'm doing it. And I think I have an interesting perspective that I want to talk about, and some interesting things to bring to the table. So, a little background on me. I'm a software engineer. So when I say I'm not a professional artist, it's because I'm not. It's not to say that I don't make money off of my art. I have an Etsy shop and a Redbubble shop. I've sold a couple pieces of art, and I've made some stickers that I sold. But for the most part, my bread and butter is software engineering. And it's also one of my passions. My end goal in this is not to make this a full-time job. Another part of being a hobbyist is that I did not go to school for this. Now, I did go to school in the 90s, back when there was still funding for arts education in public schools. So I got art class in school, and that's kind of one of the things that kind of lit the fire of art in me. I loved art class. We did a ton of stuff. I remember soft pastels specifically were really, really fun when I was a kid. But between, I would say, middle school and now, I have had no art education. My dad's an artist, so he's actually really, really good. He's been drawing since he was a kid, so that was a little bit of inspiration for me, and a little bit of learning. I used to watch him and just be in awe of the things that he could create. But other than that, no learning. So, as I'm sitting down December 17th of last year, and I'm deciding that I want to do an art, I was like, oh wait, I don't actually know how to do an art very well. I can kind of, sort of, but not really. So where does one turn in the year 2017 at that point? Well, we turn to the internet. And if you want to learn visual things, you're going to turn to the YouTube, and you're going to Google up art, markers, watercolor. And so I started searching up these things, and this is how I found this amazing community of creators on YouTube who are making all of this amazing content and teaching all of these amazing things. And I learned so much about watercolor, and about markers, and about style, and anatomy, and techniques, and how to draw an eyeball, and how to draw a face, and how to draw a nose, and all of those things have been amazing, and I think my skills in all of those areas have improved. There's still a lot of room to get better, but they've definitely improved. But there are still some gaps. some things that I didn't learn. So, like color comps. What the hell are color comps? Why do people do that? What are thumbnails? Why do people sketch those? How do you transfer something from like a sketch onto a piece of watercolor paper and then make that a thing? How big is big enough? Like, what does working big mean? What does working small mean? What are thumbnail sketches for? What are sketchbooks for? For the first couple months, all of the finished pieces that I did were in my sketchbook. And I plan to do a sketchbook tour in one of my next upcoming videos, so you can see everything that I've created from December 17th until now, as much as I can. But yeah, that's really what I want to do. I want to make a channel that kind of bridges the gap between people who do this professionally and people who don't. Because I think that it's completely okay to be a software engineer who does art every day, who's passionate about art, who loves art, who wants to talk about art and create art and do art, and not make it your full-time job. I don't want this to be my full-time job. I have that kind of niggling fear that if it were my full-time job, I would hate it. And that may or may not be true. Maybe I would love it. Maybe it'd be the greatest thing ever. Mostly I think it comes from a fear of, I have 3 kids to feed. They really like to eat. They also really like having health insurance, and like they all have eyes and teeth, and they need those attended to. So I like the security. I don't think I'm the kind of person that could ever be self-employed. So art for me is really a thing I do for me. And I'm going to talk about that again in another video. I want to talk about kind of why I started in December and what that meant to me and why I did that. But that's another ball of wax. For now, we'll just say that I kind of have no idea what I'm doing. And I want to be honest about that. And I want to be open about that. And I think there are probably a lot of other people out there who have no idea what they're doing. And you can follow along with me. Or maybe you have a huge idea and you know exactly what you're doing. And you can also follow along with me and please point me in the right direction. And that'd be great too. But either way, there are all these things that I want to delve deeper into. And some of it will be sharing my experiences, and some of it will be research. And I'll have to research up topics. And some of it will be what I've learned so far and what I hope to get better at. It'll be a mixed bag. Eventually, I'm going to figure out how to do those speed paint video things, because I really love watching them. I just don't exactly know how to make them yet, and I'm not super confident in the way that I make art to film it, but eventually I want to get there. So that's what you can expect from this. It's going to be me, hopefully on a fairly regular basis. I'm going to aim for every 2 weeks. If I'm really lucky, I'll be able to make a video every week. Hey, some of them might even feature my kids. I have 3 of them. They're adorable. My oldest and my youngest are both very into art. My oldest is 12, and she's actually already requested to be a guest on my YouTube channel. Pretty much the second that I told her I was going to try to film, that was her first response, like, please let me come on as a guest. So look forward to that if you like kids and adorable people. So, now you know what's on the menu. You know what to expect. You know what I'm going to give you. Hopefully you'll tune in again. And I look forward to seeing you there. I'm going to put all of my social links down in the description. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook and all of the normal channels. And I hope to see you there too. Feel free to comment, like. I believe I'm supposed to ask you to subscribe and hit a notification bell of some sort. So feel free to do that too. And you can get notifications on when I upload my next video. Have a good day.